And then I'm gonna let this simmer for about 10 minutes, cool it off, and then once it cools off, I'm gonna put it inside the sous vide container just to brine for overnight, afternoon and overnight in here, and then I'll sous vide it and I'll fry them. I'll make the sauce later. I'll show you guys how that is done. So yeah, this is just a spice that I make. This is very similar to this is kind of like a Cajun spice or a Tex-Mex spice, or spices that are made in Mexico as well. I'll put the ingredients up on how to make this. I'm just putting them here in this little other container. But I'll be using that. Okay, so here is the wings in the brine, and it'll be there overnight. Then we'll get going with it tomorrow. So here's exactly 80 chicken wings, and here was the brine, and I will sous vide them for 2 hours. Okay, process of making these chicken wings. There's 10 of these in each bag. Now I had to fill it up with water. So here is it's just barely underwater. That should be good enough. And let's see, so I'm gonna plug it in right here and you'll see what happens when I plug it in. Okay, so now sure there's some Fahrenheit, and I'm gonna put this at 150, 155. Maybe a little bit warmer. Let's put 156. I'm going to press this button here, which toggles it to the amount of time. It's already set at 2 hours. And I'm going to start. Oops. You can see the immersion already working, and this is starting to heat up. Once it reaches 155 or 156 where I put it, it'll just kind of stay there for a couple of hours. Okay, we'll wait a couple of hours, and once it gets up to where it's supposed to be, all these lights are going to light up. And I put the aluminum foil just to pop it so it won't lose some of the heat and the water by evaporation. Good. Okay, so I'm gonna go out, do some chores, and then I'll come back and let it cook by itself when I'm gone. So here I'm making a gas streak. Got this Traeger out here, and I'm using that on the outside just to, because we're cooking more stuff. On the inside, I'm making a gas streak right here, and then I will put more ingredients, and I'll end it with butter. And this is Felipe. I put a video on him making some wing sauce, and I'm basically following the same process as he did. He's Chef Felipe M Castellon over in Vail, Colorado. And what I'm doing right now, I'm making a gas streak, and I'm just you can use honey, you can use brown sugar, you can use molasses, anything with equal amounts of vinegar, and it just all depends on how much you want. And for 80 wings, I'm using a half a cup of each, and I really won't be able to share the other ingredients because I don't have permission to do that. But this is the beginning of it. There is no roux, no thickening agent, so I'm gonna let just that simmer, reduce a little bit, and then once I do that, I'll put the other ingredients and continue on with making the chicken wings. So it's starting to caramelize a little bit, a little bubbly. I'm gonna lower down the heat a little bit. Okay. Don't want to stop stirring, don't want it to burn. Okay, continue. And I am finishing up the sauce. So that is done. Take them out and continue. So I'm going to be using canola oil for the deep fryer. I'd rather use something like avocado oil, but it's kind of expensive. I like peanut oil too, but peanut oil might change the flavor of it. I use peanut oil mainly for Chinese cooking. Okay. Doing that for Chef Felipe said 30 seconds, but it's not getting as brown as I like, so I'm doing it for a whole minute. No, it's not a bumblebee. Those don't do you any harm at all. I'm not sure how you call them, but they're really cool. As a kid, I used to tie strings on them. There. Now let that get back up to temperature as at 375 right here. Just when I toss it. Yeah. Just getting some of the sauce. Just spread around there. And then I'll just toss it a little bit. And these are going to go on the grill. And now grill them a little bit. I'm doing a few at a time so that they won't get all burned up, because all the oils will go down and catch everything on fire. And anyway, the final, and then after that I'll toss them one more time, and that's it. And the wings final product. This one was a little bit overdone, but that's okay. And everybody tasted them, so they are very, very good, and I think they're delicious.